Hey, so remember how we were wondering why Rockstar didn't share any updates on Expanded and Enhanced, and we were waiting for weeks, and they were silent about it, and they tried to just hide everything? Well, now we have new info. Quotes on new, because we did get a new newswire, but it's kind of a lot of regurgitated stuff. I'm gonna go through it though. So to start with, these two first paragraphs are literally nothing new. I'm pretty sure they almost copied and pasted what they posted a few weeks ago into this article. March 15th release date, we knew that. Like, yeah, we got an action-packed blockbuster story mode that we've seen for 8-9 years now. PC visuals, 4K res, 60 FPS. We know all this. We knew this from the previous one, so that's nothing new. The picture here, again, there's nothing new. I don't see any new guns. I don't see any new clothing or anything. So this is just, the big three. And then we get down to this paragraph where they say detail, I think 3 times within 2 sentences. Hold on. Yeah, backwoods countryside of Blaine County in greater detail than ever before with stunning new levels of visual detail. Choose from one of 3 detailed new graphic settings. Like, dog, it's detailed, I get it. Even though it's probably not because it's running on a game from 2013, but they probably did all they could to give it some more fidelity, I guess. And speaking of fidelity, we got a fidelity mode. So this is like the run-of-the-mill, 2 different modes that we get. Or it's 3 in this case, but there's different modes that you can get different graphical quality or different FPS on. So PS5 and Series X get native 4K at 30 FPS. Series S obviously is just upscaled because it's weaker. Performance mode again is upscaled 4K resolution at 60 FPS for the Series X and PS5. The Series S is at 1080p 60 FPS. That's still not bad. 60 FPS in general is going to be nice. The PS5 and Series X only also have a performance RT mode where they'll get 4K resolution with ray tracing and 60 FPS, targeting 60 FPS, so it might dip below that. I would expect it would, otherwise they would have just included ray tracing in the performance mode, but we'll see how that pans out. The picture below that is just a picture of story. I don't see anything new. You can see Trevor's truck. There's no new traffic, so pretty run-of-the-mill. And then they talk about all the improvements, so faster loading times. That has nothing to do with their work. It's just the PS5's SSD. Population and traffic variety, vegetation density, improved lighting and shadows, water reflections. We'll see. I mean, that trailer, it didn't look like it. You could remember that mirror that I pointed out that one time. The graphics look basically no different than the current offering as well. I mean, look at this mirror. There's no reflection. It's 2022. Yeah, it's probably not gonna be great, but we'll see. And then they mentioned haptic feedback again with the PS5's controller. We knew that already. It gives new sensations to weather effects, directional damage, and rough road surfaces and other stuff. So that'll be cool, but it's nothing huge. And they're also mentioning the immersive audio with 3D audio. I don't even know how that's gonna work, but we'll see how that is. And then below we get another new picture of one of the new cars coming, the GR86. I don't know what it's going to be called in the game because we don't know the files yet, but yeah, it looks good. I don't really see anything groundbreaking. It's got sort of a British style plate like the Pagani and some customization and a really ugly livery, but yeah. And then they finally mentioned some new content, so how special works. We knew about this for a while because of the game files. So you can get some custom vehicle upgrades, a new class of races, different time trials, and they're adding a new type of test ride called a premium test ride where you can actually drive these vehicles for free, just like the test drives right now in the car meet. Then they mentioned that GTA 5 and GTA Online are going to be separate. We already knew this because they were selling them separately before. The picture below here, there's nothing new. I'm pretty sure this bike in the center is the Nightblade or one of the bikes. It's definitely not new. And the cars, you have the hearse on the left and Cognoscenti on the right. So nothing new there. And then they mentioned the career builder below that. So they confirm the amount of money you get for new players. That'll be $4 million. And then you can use that to buy businesses and sort of get yourself started instead of starting from scratch, which sucks. And then one of the only bits of new things that they're mentioning here is some quality of life improvements. So we have a new introductions tutorial, which they mentioned in the previous article, but they mention a new front-end main menu that allows you to jump directly into free mode, heists, races, adversary modes, and the latest featured weekly event content. So that'll be nice because the menus in the game right now are a mess. The interaction menu, the pause menu, all of it. There's just so much stuff in there that it's really hard to navigate, so that'll be good to see. Picture below that, again, there's nothing new. You get the Sultan RS Classic on the left, the Tailgate RS in the middle, and the ZR350 on the right, so there's no new cars, and there's nothing really else you can see here. that's about it for that one. The other main new bit of content, it's not really content, it's just information. They talk about the transfer for story mode and GTA Online characters. So they sort of give you a rundown here. I'm not going to go through every detail because it's kind of boring, but they will let you transfer a character. You can also transfer your GTA 5 story mode save. You just upload it to Social Club and re-download it on the next gen console. They are confirming that the character transfer includes everything. So the characters, both 1 and 2, the money, the progression, the stats, the vehicles, the properties, the weapons, clothing, everything transfers. And then the last thing they talk about is, it'll be available digitally on March 15th, and they confirm pre-purchase and preload will begin on March 8th, and a physical release will be coming in April. So if it wasn't already obvious, GTA 5, the story mode version, will be paid on PS5, and GTA Online and the story mode version on Xbox will also be paid. They're not confirming the price here, but because they're not confirming the price, it sounds like it's not going to be cheap. I would guess probably $60 or $70 they're going to try to pass this up onto us with. And the very last bit of info here is that players can't transfer their purchased shark card money from one platform to the other side. So you can't go from PS4 to Series X and get your purchased money, and you can't go from Xbox One to PS5 and keep your purchased money. So just keep that in mind if you switched consoles and you chose the other side of the fence going to next gen. So overall, this was kind of a bung-ass article, I'm not going to lie to you. There's not really much new here. It's a few things. They sort of give us a couple more details. I mean, they show a vehicle we already saw. They tell us more stuff that they already said in the last article. So honestly, it seems like the predictions are correct, that this is actually a simple port with a couple new things added, and they're going to sell it for full price everywhere they can. Of course, PlayStation 5 can get it for free for 3 months, so you reserve it on the PlayStation Store and you can keep it indefinitely. You just have to reserve it in that 3-month time span. Kind of let me know in the comments what you think about this. I don't really care, I'm going to be honest. It just doesn't seem that exciting because there's nothing really new. It's kind of features that we have in every other next-gen game sort of brought to this, missing a couple still, but most of it is in this. And a few new cars and a little bit of new content. I'm just not that excited for it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.